Hello friends, welcome back to the Mothership. Today we are doing an review of my brand new infrared steak grill from Bighorn Outdoors. Let's get started. Now here's our fun box from Bighorn Outdoors. Now it's worth pointing out before we get started, guys, they did send me this unit, but they did not ask to see this video or put any sort of specific content into it before I release it out to you guys, so these opinions are my own. They did ask me to put together some recipes, but let's be honest, if you know this channel, you know I was going to do that anyway. So I'm interested to open this up. Let's get a knife, let's crack it open, let's see what comes in this box. Now right out of the box, first one we've got is a user manual. I'm going to have to move this onto the ground and I'll bring it up and put it onto the counter. Package of stuff here. Those look like my grates. All right, now here's the unit. Obviously there's some stuff we need to assemble, but I don't think it's going to be too much. I mean, it's basically just a box. We're going to put some shelves in there, I'm assuming, and put a knob on top. So let's do that right now. Now before I actually start to throw all this stuff together, it is a grill, which means that all of this stuff probably has a manufacturing film on it, including all of the pieces here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them all out and I'm going to give them a good washing. That way I don't have to disassemble it as soon as I put it all together, just for the camera. So I'm going to take it out, wash them, and we'll come back and we'll actually do the assembly. All right, now with that little speed bump out of the way, let's assemble this. It is worth noting that everything that's metal that goes into this sucker can be dishwashed, which is amazing. No one wants to do any sort of hand washing. I will say that some of the edges on this are a little bit sharp. Nothing's cut me yet, so that's not a huge deal, but worth pointing out. Now what we want to do is we want to take this. This is eventually going to be one of the sides of our little rack holders. And it just kind of slides on there. There's little catches you can see. Just line it up and it falls right into place. And then there's another one that goes onto the other side. It does also come with a little drip tray, which is nice for cleaning. And then this piece right here is the heat diffuser for some reason. I don't know what exactly that does, but it's important, so put that in there as well. It goes in the bottom. And then it comes with two grates here. So I'm guessing if you want like a crazy sear, since the infrared unit is on the top, put that up top. And then if you want something that's a little more low and slow, somewhere towards the middle, like so. It does also come with its own special tongs, I guess. This is for pulling out your grates, so you don't actually hurt yourself. And it's got a nice little handy dandy bottle opener I can see. Now on the back end of the unit, we have this little knob, which is going to be, like I said, what controls our igniter and the temperature of our infrared burner. It just pops right on top. It does come with one of these suckers, which I'll admit it took me far too long into my life to realize what the point of this is. These things on the bottom of your grill, you're supposed to put a match in there, and that allows you to light stuff if your electric igniter doesn't work. So that's what this would be for. Now running over to this side, what I can see, there is a spot for the electric igniter, which uses a AAA battery, which I'm going to have to go find one because I don't know if I have one around here. Let's look. Now the last thing that comes in this little package, and it comes in all the packages, isn't anything special, is the pizza stone. Unlike all the stainless steel stuff, don't put this in your dishwasher, guys. But this should sit on one of these little racks and allow us to make pizzas off of this sucker. Given that it can get to 1500 degrees, that should be able to make some pretty darn good pizzas. I'm sure we'll check that out in the future. But that's it. That's fully assembled. That was really easy. Basically, the hardest part was cleaning it, just to get off all those manufacturing oils. But now it's ready to go. So let's talk about some of the features of this sucker. Biggest feature is it supposedly can get to 1500 degrees in about 3 to 5 minutes. That's what it says on the website. I don't know if they mean it can get to a working temperature in 3 to 5 minutes, but it says 1500 degrees is a temperature it can get to, and it says you can have steaks ready to go in about 3 to 5 minutes. Now, one thing I know in general, whether it's uni or basically any grill, when they give you a time frame to get to max temp, it's usually going to take longer than that. So I'm guessing that maybe it'll take a little longer than 5 minutes, but if it can get to 1500 degrees, we'll be searing up some crazy steaks. One of the major features I like for basically all of my products these days is what I mentioned earlier, that you can throw all this in the dishwasher. That's huge for me. I don't like cleaning stuff by hand. I don't like cleaning anything. So the fact that I can just pull off all the pieces, even the racks themselves come off and toss in the dishwasher, and then give it a wipe over, that's actually pretty great for me. I like that a lot. The other feature comes with a pizza stone. That way, if you want to make backyard pizzas and you don't have an oven, honestly, a hot temperature oven cooks a lot better than using your regular oven in your house. I've learned that with the Uni, being able to cook something at really high temperatures makes a much better pizza than what you can just do in your oven at home. This thing runs off of propane. I'm not sure I mentioned that earlier. So what those propane tanks you have lying around for your gas grill, those will work just fine. Comes with the hose adapter already installed. It's got an electric starter, kind of your standard stuff for a propane grill. But it should just work flawlessly with what you've got set up at home. Now, a big question is, who is this for? Well, if you've ever been to a steakhouse and you've had a really good steak and then you got home and wondered why you can't make steaks that good at home, well, the answer usually has to do with how the steak is actually cooked. Obviously, the quality of the steak matters, but a big thing is when you're cooking a steak, my personal favorite way to do it is to sear it off. I like to do a sous vide sometimes and then sear to the end, but the big piece is getting that crust on top of your steak. If you're just doing it at home, whether it's in a pan, sometimes you can use cast iron, but your broiler, something like that, usually you're not getting the temperature required to get the heat that's going to give you that particular type of exterior on your steak. My flamethrower works pretty well. Some of the infrared Webers I've seen work pretty well. I don't have one. Broiler in my oven does not work that well. Cast iron skillet, I never get it to come out right. So the idea of having an infrared propane grill that'll just sear them off right away, that sounds perfect for me. I like my steaks about medium rare inside with a really nice crisp on top, and that's tough to get in an oven or just your regular propane grill. So if you're a fan of red meat, whether that's in the form of cows, some good steaks, or if you like some exotics, or if you're just a fan of hunting and wild game meat like me. I eat a lot of venison. I know some folks who like elk, and it's pretty much cooked the exact same way. You don't want to overcook those cuts of meat. You want them to have a really nice exterior, good crisp. It'll be at the perfect medium to medium well, I guess, if you like well done, but I like medium rare, but somewhere in there. You don't want it to be overcooked in the middle. It just becomes gross, but you do want to have that crisp. Now, this machine has an MSRP of $280. It does come in two sizes. This is a 16-inch model. They do have a 9-inch if you really want that much smaller machine to take, portable, take it anywhere you want. This is pretty portable, but if you want to take it out camping and you want something smaller, you could get a 9-inch. It looks like it's about this big, so kind of almost half, and it looks like maybe you could put one big size steak on each rack, as opposed to this where you could probably get 3 or 4 on there. I think the 16 makes more sense for me, but like I said, if you do a lot more car camping and space is a bit of a premium, there is the 9-inch one, which will take up a lot less space and probably put out the same results. I have seen this on sale all over the place. Like I said, it has an MSRP right now of $280. I've seen it down to $260. I think right now it's about $260. There's definitely sales on these types of things, so keep an eye out for it. Now that's a whole lot of talking about the features of this thing, the way it looks, putting it together. What really matters is how it works. So I think we need to cook up some meat. Now right now it is raining, windy, terrible, which is probably the worst conditions to be able to do this. But you know what? I think we need to get outside and do it because the worst conditions means at the best conditions it'll be even better. So I'm going to put up some sort of rain canopy, but it will be very windy out there. We're going to set this up. We're going to get it running, and we're going to cook ourselves some steaks. This is a venison tenderloin, also known as the backstrap. For prep, all we want to do is take off any silver skin and any hard pieces of fat that might still be on there. For seasoning, we want it very simple, guys. We want just some coarse kosher salt, coarse black pepper, and garlic powder. Can we flip it over and do the same thing on the other side? Now we're going to put this aside and let it rest for a few minutes. Grill is about 870 degrees, which means it's time to cook these suckers. I'm going to pull out our rack here. You can see I have it on maybe the third shelf down. That gives us plenty of space for our backstrap, which we are just going to lay on just like so. Now I'm planning to run this for about 90 seconds each side. Then I'm going to give it a temp check and see where we are. All right, let's give her a flip. Nice looking crust developing on there. Give it another 90 seconds on the other side. That's another 90 seconds. Now let's give it a temp check. Ooh, it's a nice crisp on the outside there. Gonna use my thermopen and check it. Our internal is about 80 degrees, which means that I'm going to take it out and I'm gonna put it on this lower rack and just let it come up to temperature naturally. And I want this to be an even cook, guys, so I'm gonna keep flipping it just to make sure that all the sides get cooked evenly. Oh yeah, that's a good crust on that side. Look at that. There we go. That's done. Let's get it inside and let it rest. Plenty of time to rest. Let's cut open this tenderloin and see how this infrared grill did. Oh yeah, that's the way I like it. Nice and blue. Perfect. Good interior, not overcooked. Very small amount of your exterior. Exactly what I was looking for. Now this is the way that I like my venison, rare, medium rare. If you like yours a little more cooked, all you had to do was leave it on that lower shelf for a little more time, and it would have come right up to temp. But the sear on the exterior of this, I don't know if you can hear that, that's amazing. Let's cut it open. Let's pair it with our garlic aioli here. Oh. All right, venison has been cooked and I've had a couple pieces. This has cooled off enough for me to bring it inside. Let's get some final thoughts done so I can get back to eating the rest of this. First of all, I'd say this did a really good job of searing off my steak. I was really looking to see what the final temperature would be. I let it run for about 20 minutes before I put the steaks on, just to burn off any of that excess oil, manufacturing oil, I mean. And on the third rack down, right here, maximum temperature I got was about 850 degrees. Now I'm guessing when they say 1500 infrared, they mean directly at the source. And so, what is that, about 2.5 inches down, we're getting about 850, which to be completely honest, that's pretty darn hot. Definitely hot enough to put a sear on these steaks, as you can see, so I'm not worried about that. It took maybe about 10 minutes to get to that temperature. As you can see outside, it is very rainy, very windy, pretty much the worst possible conditions for this. So on a nice hot day, this probably would get to that temperature in about 5 minutes, which is their claim. One thing I really like about this thing right off the bat, as you can see, I took out the trays, I took out the racks, and I threw them into my dishwasher. So I don't have to clean anything. And I'm probably gonna take these rack pieces off too and throw them in there as well. The fact that I don't have to do much cleaning is great, and it'll probably make me use this a whole lot more. As far as the quality of our cook, I mean, that's a really good sear on there. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. As far as the machine itself, I mean, I was running it at full temperature. This is definitely gonna be one of those things, guys, where I'm gonna have to play around with it, dial it in, figure out everything. I'm sure I can adjust the temperatures, cook all kinds of different stuff on here. I can move my racks up and down, find that sweet spot. I think if I was doing it differently, I probably would have moved this down a little bit further and left it the same temperature. That way I didn't have to move it to a different rack. I could have split the difference and cooked it the entire way through there. But that's half the fun of a machine like this, learning all the ins and outs on it. I think if I was just doing a standard 1-inch steak, I could probably follow the instructions that they have on their website, and it would have come out exactly as I wanted it to. So I guess the final question is, should you buy this machine? And just like everything, guys, that really comes down to you. If you're searching for this video, you probably have an interest in cooking steaks. That's why you searched for it. So if you're the kind of person that wants to up your steak game, you're not happy with the results you're getting at home on your machine, this will absolutely do it. This is definitely a higher quality steak cook than I would have gotten just on a gas grill or, you know, using my broiler. If you want to eat a lot of steaks, yes. If you want to eat a lot of red meat, that's kind of what this is probably going to be the best for. I bet you could do some really good chicken wings on here. You could do some baked potatoes. It comes with that pizza stone, so if you don't have a pizza oven and you want to make outdoor pizzas, well, you got 2-for-1 machine. You can cook steaks and pizza. If you're the kind of person that's just doing vegetables on the weekend, maybe this isn't for you. I'm sure I can get some really good vegetable cooks on it, but it's definitely made for those big cuts of protein. Now for the price, $280 is what the MSRP is. I think it's probably worth it. Again, if you're in that market for that kind of machine, I'm sure you could spend a whole lot more and it'll basically do the exact same thing. I think it's definitely worth it. The fact that it runs off your regular propane, that's great too. Now that being said, guys, I hope you guys got something out of this. If you have any specific questions, drop them down below and I'll try to answer them as best I can. If you're interested in this product, I don't know if I have an affiliate link at this point. If I do, I'll put it down below. Otherwise, I'll link you directly to the product on the Bighorn Outdoors website. Thank you again, Bighorn Outdoors, for sending me this. I had a lot of fun. I will be doing more recipes on different types to cook, playing around with it more. So if you're interested in that stuff, hit that subscribe and you'll see my pretty face popping up. If you're new to this channel, I do all kinds of barbecue stuff, smoking, grilling, everything. A lot of recipes, mostly recipes, some product reviews, but mostly recipes. So all that being said, guys, get out there and cook something absolutely fantastic, and I'll catch you on the next UFO Barbecue. Bye-bye.